Hello, welcome to Real Reds and welcome to the tier list.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to your favourite football fan channel, Real Reds Talk. This is the tier list, and we are going to dive into that very, very shortly. But of course, unless you've been living under an absolute rock today, we've had some breaking news. I went live for it earlier on today, but the two lads have not really had time to kind of react to it. So I'm going to read out the official tweet from Mike Keegan, and then we'll see what the lads think. And we'll see what you guys think as well. So make sure you get your comments in, smash like on the video, and subscribe to the channel if you're new around these parts. So yeah, the breaking news we had today was Sheikh Jassim has submitted a fifth bid for Manchester United. His offer comes with a Friday deadline. After then, the offer still stands, but he will no longer have engagement in negotiations. Sheikh Jassim's fifth bid for United went in earlier this week, with the opening of transfer window on 14th of June a key factor in this. The new offer, although revised upwards, falls short of the Glazers' valuation of £6 billion. Dan, I'll come to you first on this. Just your reaction to this 9th, 10th, 11th, whatever the fucking bid it is at the minute. I have no idea, but just your reaction if you can.
So I'm still seeing some people saying that this is the last bid and the final bid. I still don't feel confident that this is the final bid, and another you will hear a couple of more. But on the side of the Qataris, I think at this point they might be feeling like what the hell is going on? Are they really selling the club or not? And they're just passing their time or playing like a blame game with Glazers might be having their eye on staying in the club, and so this everything is all over the place at the moment. And but it's like there is no conclusion on this, and people are saying that maybe coming this Friday we might hear something on a concrete basis who is going to replace the thing. But at the same time, I think most of the crowd, I could be wrong, but with what all the reactions I can see, people are more leaning towards Qataris than Ratcliffe, maybe because they are buying the club on the whole, and Ratcliffe is still having is buying a part, and then still with Glazers still being on the club to some extent. But yeah, soon this has to end. This saga has to end, because then only Eric Ten Hag might have a better view on what has to be done in the transfer business. And I think we are left with only one more week before the transfer window is open. And now still you see the other teams are making deals, and you see so many deals are closing by. But now we are still getting so many news of rumors, and it might be because we don't have the clarity what will happen to the club, and that payment cannot be finalized until something concrete happens on the bidding part.
Yeah, it's ongoing in it, very long situation considering they announced it in November. And we've got Foxy9943 in the chat saying hello, STP Mitchell, everyone. I hope everyone's having an amazing day. Glazers out with the consistent message, love that. And Tadmore McGloshan as well, fully active, which he seems to put quite a lot, which I like, to be fair. Shows the work rate we're putting in. Sam, the message. The other message that kind of conveyed with this news that came out this morning, saying the need to strengthen Eric Ten Hag's squad has played a major role in Sheikh Jassim's latest and final United bid. He's keen to complete the takeover and arm Ten Hag with significant funds ahead of the 23-24 season. Now, people can buy into that. People can put, PR, whatever you want. But how do you feel about this fifth final bid, folks?
I think I said it to you in the chat. I'm starting to suspect something a bit fishy in this Qatari bid thing, because he's the fifth and final bid and it's still below 6 billion, and he apparently it's a take it or leave it bid, and he wants to just get it done because he wants to help out Eric Ten Hag with the transfers, he wants to supply and blah blah blah. I'm starting to think either two things: either he doesn't have the actual money to make the 6 billion, because if you want it that badly and you know who the Glazers are, you would just be like, here's a 6 bill, now fuck off, get out. You just do it. If you have all that wealth, it doesn't mean shit to you. Just give him the 6 bill and fuck off, like, if you want it that badly. So my thought is either he doesn't have it and he can't walk away with not looking like he's not tried. Because I know in their culture, saving face is a big thing. They can't like have their face. So I know it's a
public
big thing.
perception, right? That's
so
the thing.
he wants to walk away on his own terms in the fact that I tried my best. They're just unreasonable. I couldn't get it. I didn't want to pay this. Blah blah blah. I think that's what he's trying to do, and then he will go with Sir Jim, or he's realised now that the Glazers are not going to budge on this 6 billion. He thought he could get in under 6 billion, and now he's like, well, I can't pay that 6 billion because I'm going to look like a dickhead because I've been wasting all this time when I could have just come in and bid it, because he knew it was 6 billion in the beginning, so he could have just come in the beginning, here's 6 billion, took the club, and it could have been done. And he's not willing to go there now because he's like, I'm going to look like a tosser because of this. So again, saving face. So it's one of those two things. I'm starting to lean it's the first one, because there was that whole Credit Suisse thing a couple of months ago, wasn't there, in the article?
Right, it crashed.
Yeah. So that might have something to do with it. Apparently, the person who really pulls the strings is his dad, who's the is he the current prime minister or is he former prime minister? What?
I just think he's head of state,
yeah.
as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
So
he's maybe he's gone, look, I ain't giving you 6 billion. This is as much as I'm willing to give you, and you can't go beyond that. Maybe I don't know. But it's starting to lean like to me that I think it's just going to be Sir Jim, and that's going to be it. I think he's just trying to save face and get out with it without looking idiotic or looking like he's embarrassed himself or something like that. I think that's what it is.
Well, we had the Lawton Times come out at a similar time, literally about half an hour after this, quite a credible source, saying that Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos have emerged as clear favourites to complete a deal and have entered the final stages of negotiations with Rain. So this is like a last kind of gasp of Sheikh Jassim and Qatar saying, look, we'll give you this little bit extra, here it is. And it'll probably happen again when they get just at the meeting, just about shake hands, and then it'll be like, there's a 6th final bid, we can do this.
The year is 2035, and Qatar made their 88th final take it or leave it bid.
Just actually make sure it's your final bid. That's all I'm asked about. Like, stop saying final, because it's not. Cleon Lopez saying, any idea how much the 5th bid is? Right, so yeah, I did a little digging before, and I was speaking to James from the Muppeteers about this before. So he said the Qatar valuation is £5.2 billion, right? So 4.5 billion plus 700 million debt, and then a 1 billion pledge in terms of significant investment for transfers and infrastructure, all that kind of stuff. Ineos's valuation is 5.5 billion pounds. So take that for what you will.
Also,
but that's
the Glazers don't give a shit about the investment pledge. They don't care.
Oh,
that's
not part of the bid. Yeah,
they're not getting any of it.
Sorry, what'd you say, Dan?
No, they will only see how much they are getting. So,
they're like, well, I'm going to do this as well with the club, and the Glazers are like, mate, we couldn't give a fuck. Like, just give us the money. Yeah,
mate, you could build 2 stadiums. We don't give a shit. Just give us the money.
Yeah. So that's where we are currently with the ownership situation. Obviously, if we have any more developments on that, we will go live. So make sure you turn on the notification bell, because we'll be the first ones there. Trust me, it was this morning, and we was talking about it. So. Yeah, right. Let's move on to the tier list and what we're here for today, then, lads. Let's absolutely do it. Basically just a quick run through what we're going to do for anyone who hasn't seen a tier list before. We've got all the United players who are still currently at the club. Obviously, ones who are going to leave, and you kind of loan players we will discuss. But I mean, most of them, like your Phil Jones, Tuan Zaber, already going out there, so it's not really worth speaking about.
Let's put them in the release category now, just so people are aware. Let me find Phil Jones. Where is he? Tuan Zaber. There he is. He's
usually on the recovery station. If you can't find Phil.
He's not laid down in my little thing, unfortunately. So
we've got 10 people in the chat as well, so make sure you join in, because it's important. We want you guys to get in the comment section and let us know. So if we're kind of disagreeing on anything or there's a bit of a debate, you guys get the final say on this. So we're going to go through each player together, and yeah.
There's a couple of players we won't spend too much time on, because I just think it's a waste of time, really, for certain players. Should we start with a big hitter? Sorry, Dan.
Yeah, are we doing this on the performance basis, or are we seeing whether it is possible or not? Whatever we are mean.
Yeah, based on how you see them perform, not just this season, but over the time they've been at the club. Really, that's what we're based on. Should we start with a big hitter?
Let's go. Let's have it.
David De Gea.
That is
the biggest hitter right now, isn't it? He's obviously right. So positives, David De Gea. He's been at the club for over a decade. He's won Player of the Year multiple times. He's been one of our best players when we've had bad seasons, which we've had quite a lot of last time. He did win the Golden Glove this year for the most clean sheets in the Premier League. But again, you can argue whether that's the defence's Golden Glove really over him. This year he's made more mistakes leading to a goal than any other goalkeeper. His distribution remains absolutely shocking. I think Nick counted it in the FA Cup final. I think he ended up double digits before Nick gave up and was like, I can't do it anymore. So for me, I think sell him, because I think his time's up at United. We need a modern goalkeeper. We need somebody who can offer more than just ridiculous shot stopping. We need someone with distribution, someone good with the feet, somebody who could command his box and his area and his vocal, and somebody who can advance with the club and the way Ten Hag likes to play. So I'd put him in sell, but lads.
Yeah. I agree with everything you said. The only thing I don't think is the selling bit, because we can't sell him, can we? We'd have to release him on his contract. Isn't that right?
No, he's got a year left, hasn't he?
Could we get a fee for him this summer?
I think if we activated the extension, we could get a fee for him.
Yeah, so that's an absolute minefield, in it, to be honest. Yeah. For me personally,
well, we could put him. I'm happy to put him in release or sell, either way.
Yeah. I personally would go release. You know my thoughts on David De Gea. I mean, we've discussed it so many times. I don't need to go through it. It's just, if we want to advance and we want to have a future under Ten Hag, a good future, winning trophies and competing at the very top, David De Gea ain't the goalkeeper for me who's going to take that forward. So it'd go in release with that in mind.
Yeah, I was in support of De Gea until that point when he did a couple of mistakes versus
which
Liverpool.
one? Which one, Dan? You have to be specific.
Yeah, in the Liverpool game when he was trying to trap a ball, or I'm not
Sevilla.
sure no, against Liverpool.
Sevilla's the one where he tried trapping it when it was up in the air, and he tried trapping it with his foot, and he went past him, and Sevilla went on and scored. But Liverpool, there may have been a few mistakes. You had West Ham save where Ben Rama hit it, he had basically Weetabix fingers and kind of went in. A couple more as well.
Yeah, so now this season he has done so many mistakes, so I've lost track of if he has done a couple of mistakes, then you remember which games and all. But no, he has countless mistakes. But I still have a soft corner for him because he has been in the club for so many years and he has been so regular with the club. But now at that point has already reached that his mistakes are really, hurting the club. In so many games, his mistakes have been only the reason where we lost the game. So I think it's time for him to go. But now it seems like the situation at this moment is not, favorable for us. Whether so many people want him to leave the club, but now the thing is when we want other position to be strengthened, and you cannot concentrate on the goalkeeper section. But personally, I would like to sell him.
We'll put him in sell.
Clear.
Go on.
I was just going to read out a comment. Clear Lopez saying, keep David De Gea, always good for a backup. He has very good experience in the Premier League. STP Mitchell saying, I love De Gea, but we can't be sentimental with players. You have to ask yourself, is he up to modern day standard as a goalkeeper? I think not. And
I like the idea of backup, but
he's not going to do that.
Wages,
he won't do that.
His wages, and I don't think he'll stay. But with his caliber, I think he can be a good backup option, but I don't think his wages just justifies that.
No. We've got Jack Butland's gone to Rangers, so I'll put him in release because he's gone anyway.
Who's that?
He's the guy in the back of the milk packets.
Right, okay, yeah.
Tom Heaton, I think he's going to stay, isn't he? He'll just be around, third?
It'd be another Lee Grant where he's just good lad.
He's like a goalkeeping coach, isn't he? He's just
basically. So yeah.
Fred's an interesting one. I think he offers some qualities. I think he's good to come on in a game when you're trying to break up a team that's trying to come back into the game, or in a game like against City where you need to disrupt things. But I just think his inconsistencies and his qualities that he does have, he doesn't show them enough. He shows them at times, and other times he'll have a 1 out of 10 game, and then other times he'll have a 8 out of 10 games. So it's just really inconsistent, and I just don't think he's the right caliber for Manchester United. So for me personally, I would sell him. But
Dan, do you want to go first on this? I'll let you.
I'm still thinking. Maybe you can go first.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Fred, right. I think if you offered me 30, 35 million for Fred now, and we can go get a decent replacement for that price as well, I'd absolutely take it. I agree with the fact that sometimes he can do a job in a game. He can do a bit of a Park Ji-sung. Seen it like with De Bruyne, for example, and we've seen it with a few more. But he can also have games where he's playing like Gibson in midfield, where you just don't have a fucking clue what's going on. He is essentially the random box that you get on Call of Duty, when sometimes you get a decent gun from it, sometimes you get a shit gun from it. That is Fred in a nutshell. You just never know what you're going to get, and more times than often it'd be a shit gun. Sometimes you get the MG40, sometimes you get the Browning. Like Happy Day is good. A lot of the time you get a handgun or a fucking just something you're never going to use. So I would sell Fred personally.
Dan?
Yeah, even I will sell Fred because he's that kind of player. I mean, who is like situational based. So I just want to remove that mentality of using players on the situations where they fit on those type of situations. And Fred, I think in a whole Premier League season, we might have agreed all together, like saying when we play against the teams like Liverpool or Manchester City, we want Fred to start the game just to do that running job. So that's the only point we have for Fred. So even for the bench option, I don't think he will fit this bill at this moment, but he can do a great job in other mid-table teams for sure.
Can I just say something before you get to the next one? I feel like our transfer list is going to be absolutely massive.
Yeah, it's going to be insane. It's going to be
There's going to be a lot of players on this. Yeah. So it's like, obviously, hypothetically, it can happen, but in reality, United.
It's just our opinion. Obviously, all the players we put in sell aren't all going to go. It's not going to happen. But if we had the choice and we could get in replacements, this is what we would do. So, Alvaro Fernandez, he's gone on loan to Preston. He's done quite well. I think he got their young player of the year, or he got some sort of award for him. Did really, really well. I don't think he's quite ready to come back into the first team yet. We've got Luke Shaw. He's a left back. Is he a left back?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got Luke Shaw and Terrell Malacia. He's not going to get game time if he stays. So for me, another loan. I think another loan is the right option.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Too much competition at the left back spot with Malacia and Shaw. Keep loaning him out until you get decent profit for him. You know, if he stands out and you get 10, 15 million, sounds harsh, but in reality, he's not going to get in the team with these two in front of him.
No.
Yeah.
Vince Bullock, I think Dave will sign a new contract because he's turned down Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I think he'll end up staying. Cleon, Fred, we should have replaced him with McAllister, but no chance now. No, he's gone to Liverpool. Leon Goretzka, been rumoured. I'd be happily take him. There's no way he's coming to United. Not absolutely zero chance he's coming to United. 35 million for Moondog. McAllister is absolutely insane. On a different note, you're going to sell at least half your squad. Yeah, we've just said that. We've literally just said half of this squad's going to end up on the selling shop. But yeah, Luke Shaw has to stay for me. I don't care what argument you have, but he's been one of our best players this season. One of the best left backs in the league. Has been phenomenal, not just at left back, but at centre back, but an integral players of the team. I don't care what you say, he's staying.
Yeah. Just for thinking, did you say on Alvaro Fernandez? Did you say loan as well, Dan? Yeah, I'm just double checking. Luke Shaw, I think we all agree with Luke Shaw, don't we? To be fair, not need to spend too long on it.
Yeah,
he just gives us so many options. Like not just with the left back, as you mentioned about the centre back also. So we need those type of options to be. I mean, whenever we are in injury crisis, we can use players in different positions, and they really actually gel out on those positions. So Luke Shaw is one of the players.
Yeah, no, I agree. Another one that we don't need to spend too much time on, Bruno Fernandes stays. One of the best players in the team. Captain. I know he's not really captain, but he is. Shows up in big games. Does the job. Scores important goals. Penalties. Assists. I think his numbers for assist and goal involvements this year have been through the roof. Been near De Bruyne levels. And we all know how good he is. So for me, no question, has to stay.
I think since he joined United, in that time frame or time span, only Leo Messi has got more goals and assists than Bruno.
There you go.
I think something along the lines of that. So it just shows very important player, the captain essentially, and will be the captain when Maguire potentially leaves in the summer. So yeah, keep him.
So yeah, whenever a player in your team just goes to double figures in both assists and goals, then you know that what type of player he is.
Yeah. Versatile as well, innit? We speak about Luke Shaw with the versatility. Bruno, fucking hell. He might have been used as a 6, an 8, a 10 on the wing. Like, he can do a job anywhere. So, very important player.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll save that one for now because that's an interesting one. Marcus Rashford has to stay for me. Has had one of the best seasons at United for a long time. Last season, I probably might have said something different because he had an absolutely abysmal season, but this season has showed his true class. First player to score 30 goals since Van Persie, has been integral. Did fall off a bit towards the end of the season, but I think more coaching under Ten Hag. Again, another summer off. He doesn't have any international tournaments. Gets a full preseason again, and he said that was the secret to his success. But this season, that he got full preseason off and he got time, and I think we just have to keep him. Hopefully, he signs a new deal because I know his contract's reactivated extension. It will be up next year, so hopefully he signs a new deal. But yeah, he has to stay for me.
It's a weird one with me, with Rashford. Obviously, I want to keep him. I'll just put that out there straight away before anyone's like, two things on the situation. One, I think he's a little bit of a purple patch player.
Yeah.
And I know he's been amazing, and he had that run since the World Cup where, putting in absolute numbers, and that's absolutely fine. But that was a patch. That's like kind of proving my point. Because after that, went very quiet in games. Very, very quiet. I want to see more consistency. If you can do this next year now, then you'd be like, right, okay. I know he's had seasons before under Ole and Mourinho as well where he's done okay, but I still want more. I still think there's more in his locker from Rashford, and he's only, 25? So obviously I would keep him, but a lot of people weren't saying this last year, was there, to be fair?
No.
Yeah, so similar to, Luke Shaw, Rashford also offers us like a player who can play in two positions like left wing and also whenever needed as a striker. And to be honest, he has set up a standard for himself this season when he was scoring goals almost in every game. And that's where we see that when he was not scoring goals, we feel like he's not in form. But in the coming years, I would like to see him, not just only judged by his goals, but also with his performance, in-game performances, not just with the goals. I know that at the end of the day, goal matters, but we have hardly spoken of him playing. Apart from the goal stats, we have hardly spoken of him when we see the in-game performances.
T-Bog's just subscribed. Thank you very much, my brother. Appreciate the subscription. Next one. Let's go to it. Let's go to Donny van de Beek. I think he's had a struggling time. Struggling time at Man United. A lot of injuries. Hasn't performed when had opportunities. I think he's a really good player, but I just don't think he has the physicality for the Premier League. So I would sell him. And from reports today I've seen, he's looking at his options. So for me, I would sell him. But lads,
Donny van der Fleek, he just can't, he's very, it's obviously not his fault, injuries, we got sympathy in that department, but I just don't think we should have ever signed him, to be honest with you.
We didn't want him. Ollie didn't want him, did he?
No, it was obvious, and then we was actually joking at the start of the season, saying, imagine if Eric Ten Hag comes in and he still can't get a game, and that's literally happened, and then he got injured, and it was like, yeah, you got to sell him, man. You've got to sell him. And Jim Mack's saying sell to who? There'll be plenty of options who want Donny van der Beek. And I get the Shah Sam saying there, Donny just needs to run of games.
He's had him. He's had
odd good cameos, but he's also had ones where you're like, I think it's too flaky. Same thing with Sancho. I think he's a little bit too flaky for the Premier League. So not for me personally.
Yeah, to be honest, even for Donny van der Beek, also I have a soft corner because when he came to the club, I had very high hopes for him, and in a couple of games in the starting of his career, when I still believe that personally that his best position is alongside a central defensive midfielder. So that's where I think the best performance he has put in United shirt is when he played alongside Matic, and that's where I feel that his position was there. But yeah, again he was again and again tried to play at the number 10 role, which he was playing in Ajax, but personally, I believe that in Manchester United shirt, his best position was not at number 10, but maybe the coaches knows better than me when he's on the training ground. But yeah, at this point, he has almost wasted like 2 to 3 years in United shirt. Of his career, and that too, where the players are like in their primes. And he was like very high potential player, but now it's actually hurts to see a player with his caliber now not performing for last 2-3 years. So maybe good luck for him for his future. Maybe in teams like, I mean, mid-table teams like Everton or some other teams, he can perform really well.
I don't think the Premier League's meant for him. I think he needs to go to Europe. He needs to go back to either Holland, Italy, Spain, somewhere like that. I don't think the Premier League, he can't. I don't think he's got the physicality for it.
What he needs to do, he needs to get onto his agent and get his agent to put something out on social media saying, Donny van de Beek to Saudi Arabia, here we go, or something like that.
Go get paid, Donny. Go get paid.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's move on. I'll just pick one that we don't need to spend too much time on. Lisandro Martinez stays. Give him a lifetime contract. Build a statue. Whatever you need to. He stays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Next one. Eric Bailly. For me, sell. He's absolutely mental, and I love him for it. I really do, but can't stay fit. He's drop kicking people in the is it the Spanish league he's in? Is he playing for this?
No,
French
Marseille.
league. Marseille. He's drop kicking people and getting 8-game bans. Absolutely mental, but for me, just not good enough. There was a point when he was one of United's best centre backs, but for me, we need to move on. He needs to go.
Get him a contract at the Ultimate Fighter at UFC and see what he can do. That's what I reckon.
Yeah. Dan?
Yeah, sell him. I think he's still in contract, so we might get something out of him.
Yeah, I think so.
Like 10.
I think Alex Tellez is in the same boat. Do we agree? Sell him.
I'd have to win in the Europa League with Sevilla. I think Sevilla might be like,
you know what I mean? Just get rid of him. That's good. Okay. Terrell Malacia, keep. I think he's only just come into the squad. I think he's shown good moments. He's obviously a backup to Luke Shaw, who's our first choice left back. When he has come in, I think he's looked really, really good. Had a little bit of a wobble at the beginning of the season, but I think only better things coming. He's still quite young, still quite raw, but I think keep him. I think he's got a lot to offer.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Same.
Cool. All right, let's chuck a big hitter in, just get a bit of debate going. Anthony Martial. Let's debate.
Yeah. The issue is, I would say, absolutely sell. But his wages, $250K a week, and the fact that you can't get a run of games, you can only play about 45 minutes. I don't know what club in Europe is going to look at him as an opportunity and bring him in for that much. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to have to take a hit on the wages. The transfer fee ain't going to be that much because, like I said, his injury record, he's only 27. It's going to get worse. So, ideally, sell him, but I don't think anyone buys him. I think, if anything, at a stretch, he'll probably go on loan and we'll pay half his wages, knowing what Manchester United are like.
That worked out so well at Sevilla, didn't it?
Exactly. That's another thing as well. Like, they went to another club. How do they do there? Yeah, just scored one goal, I think. And it's like...
their own fans booed him. So, I think we have to cut our losses. How long has he been at the club now? 7 years?
7 years, yeah.
It's just...
Signed under Van Gaal, didn't he?
Shout out Sam with a chat there. Martial moved to Saudi, pick that paycheck up. Yeah, go do that.
Yeah.
That would be good for him. I think maybe like somewhere around 20 would be a good price for him considering his injury records. And I don't feel we should go for a loan option because anyhow you are not going to use him any time in the future. So just sell him and just clear the process.
Yeah, no, for sure. Let's move on to let's pick this one. Nick, your favourite, Amad Diallo. What happens next season? Talk to me.
Find out tonight when we drop the members video.
Yeah.
Find out tonight. No seriousness, no. Like, I think, yeah, man.
Do we keep him? Do we loan him again?
Yeah. Yeah. And just let him play, man. Get him on a training pitch, get him amongst other players, and he'll show you what you can do. First teamer, right winger next season. You heard it here first. By the way, we've got 14 people in the chat. Get you commenting about Amad Diallo. Get a little star and an Ivory Coast flag next to it. Show your support for the lad. And smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel.
Next season, we can start a game with Garnacho on the left and Amad on the right, man. That is ideal.
Absolutely. He's going on the back of my shirt, by the way, when I get the new... If I get the new shirt.
I think we have already spent a lot. He has spent a lot of time playing outside United, so I think he's ready for at least for the bench role, or maybe he can provide more when he's on the pitch, maybe in the second half. But now you see that our right wing is already cursed, so I think we are not sure whether another player in Anthony will face some sanctions or not. So definitely Ahmed in for.
Yeah,
Ballon d'Or.
I think, yeah, we need to treat him like we treated Garnacho this season. Bring him on, give him opportunities, let him affect games, and then I think this year, next season, we'll see more of Sancho, and then we'll see Ahmad in Sancho. We'll see more of Garnacho, and we'll see Ahmad in the Garnacho role of this season. I think that's what will happen. But
Only thing, I mean, was personally, I'm not sure whether I'm not saying that that's the reason, but only thing in my perspective is I want to see how he's able to adapt himself in that physicality environment. I know that the league he's playing now is also a bit physical, but in Premier League, I would like to see how he performs against the defenders who are so, I mean, strong and.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jim Mack is saying, "Did you say sell Sancho?" I was like, "No," but good segue. We'll do Sancho now, shall we? Had a couple of tricky seasons at United. I'll have to be honest.
Understatement.
First season didn't hit the ground running, but to be honest, none of the team did. The whole team looked like shit. So it is what it is. This season, he scored a goal against Liverpool, but then Ten Hag was like, his head's not right or something's not right, and sent him off to training camp for a few months. Didn't see anything, didn't hear anything in the Netherlands. Come back, shown moments, but nothing really concrete. Has looked his best on the right, but has played predominantly on the left. For me, I'm getting to the point now. It is time. If an offer came in for like 50 plus million for Sancho, I think I would take it. If nothing comes in for that, then I'd be willing to give him one more season, but if he doesn't do it this season, then yeah. But if a big offer came in, I'd be like, sell him. So
this is where I feel like it's going to backfire on me. I feel like we're going to revisit this video and be like, yeah, I'll sell him or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then eventually it hits form running because Ten Hag obviously clearly sees a player in him there. He wouldn't have sent someone off on an individual training program for like 16 games, which is what he missed. He sees something, the talent and abilities there, but the issue is with Sancho, he's not the quickest. And I've mentioned this before, with UFC fighters, your ground base has to be wrestling. That's the most popular one. That's what you need. And for a winger, you need pace to beat a man. The reason why Garnacho is so exciting is he comes on and he just runs past the man straight away.
He's not direct either. Like, Sancho's not direct. So
no, he can skin a man, but then it's like the issue is with Sancho is everything's in front of you for a defender, so he knows what's happening.
Too many touches.
He's going to get it. He's going to cut in. He'll give it back, and then he'll try. It's too readable, and I just think he needs a different league where tempo's a little bit slower. He gets a bit more time on the ball. I think it suits someone like a Barcelona, or even go back to Dortmund or something.
Yeah.
But it doesn't suit the Premier League, so it's a long-winded answer. But
are you saying sell?
Yeah.
Are you saying sell?
Yeah.
Nick?
Yeah, I will say sell because I think I will say I had the same thoughts with what Nick has mentioned that for a winger in Premier League you need pace, and that's where also I think Anthony is also a bit struggling because he is also not having that pace of a Premier League. But the time will tell whether this is true or not. But Sancho, I think we have given him enough opportunities. I mean, tried in different positions like left out and right side. So. He has shown us glimpses that he can do the job, but he has not been consistent. But I also do not see him play on a regular basis in United, where you have Rashford on the left and Anthony on the right, and maybe Ahmad. With Ahmad coming in, he might not get the regular game time. But at his age and his talent, he should be playing regular. Maybe not in Premier League, maybe in some other league. Maybe he can go back to Dortmund and maybe can even revive his career back.
I would keep him, just give him another year personally. But you two guys are both saying sell.
I think if you want to be ruthless and you want, if you can get a certain amount of money for him, I'd sell him.
Okay, so yeah. I've been outvoted, so he's going in sell.
I mean, it's connected to the last player like Ahmad. When Ahmad will be coming in, so we might have to sell these type of players. I mean, Sancho, who have been already given so many chances.
Thingy in it. That's
Moondog is saying you should never have signed Sancho in the first place. If anything, he was English, but he would have been on anyone's radar. I disagree. I think he was doing fantastic at Dortmund. One of their best players, goals and assists. He was doing great at Dortmund. It just hasn't worked at United. Just it hasn't. But
That could change with the number 9, though. It could change with the number 9 coming in.
Maybe.
He's playing with Haaland, wasn't he? So,
next one up, Brandon Williams, just sell him. Like, he's not United caliber. Isn't going to get an opportunity with Malacia and Shaw. And I think even Alvaro Fernandez would be over the top of him as well. So I would say sell him.
He's busy doing balloons, mate.
Well, yeah.
Get him gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan,
Yeah.
sell. Yeah, cool. Next one, Victor Lindelof. I think he's been phenomenal this season. He's had to step up. Obviously, Lisandro Martinez got injured and then Varane got injured. I think he stepped up fantastically well and has looked every inch as good as them without Maguire next to him. And I thought he's played fantastic. I think he's got the highest pass accuracy in the team, I believe.
Yeah.
I think he's stepped up phenomenally well, and I would
in the Premier League, by the way, highest in the Premier League.
Sorry, corrected.
Yeah,
I think he's been fantastic in their absence, so I would keep him at every cost. I think he's a perfect backup, third choice centre back for me.
Yeah, I feel like Lindelof's at that level, like a Naki or a Kanje. Do you know, when they're not like the first team, but like when they come in, they're unbelievable, and everyone argues why are they not in the first team? Just at that point, not further above, not further below. So as a third choice, great.
There's plenty of those people who played under Fergie, like who weren't the first team on the team sheet, but was super important, and I think we should keep him. Shah Sam is saying sell Lindelof. His stock is high now. It's interesting.
But yeah, to be honest, he has proved himself this season that he can really do a great job alongside when you play him alongside a very good centre back, and he is that type of player who does his job perfectly. So I would say it in a simple lines that, and we need players who do their job. I mean, not try anything different, but just do their basics right. And that's what we wanted from Fred and McTominay to do. I mean, in the last season, but now we have seen in Lindelof, like when you can do the basics right, you will stand out in your stats.
Jim Mack saying decent pass on him as well. Yeah, fantastic pass on him. Him and Lisandro got very good passing. I think it's very good passing. Another quick one. Varane, keep him. Been an absolute rock this season. Been fantastic. Rolls Royce of a defender. He is getting older. He's in his 30s now. Injuries are an issue. So I would look to bring in a centre back to eventually replace him and phase him out. There's been rumours of Kim Min Jae. There's a guy who just been reported on today, Axel Disasi. Disasi, that's the one. So we're looking at another centre back we'll get onto Harry Maguire later to replace. So I think you do have to start thinking about that now, bringing a young centre back who can replace him. So, but I would keep him. Like, I think he's fantastic.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think we can keep him for maybe one more year and see how his injuries record plays out this year.
Yeah. Let's go to. I thought I muted myself then. Let's go to Dan's favourite player, Shorty. Talk to me, Dan. Talk to me, Dan. What's happening? Do we just release him? He's had a bad spell at Bolton, not played well. And every time he played for United, he didn't look like a United standard for me, so I would just release him. What do you reckon?
Yeah, definitely, he doesn't look like a Manchester United material. I mean, by that I mean he might not get a place in United team, at least in near future. So the two things you can do is maybe send out on another season loan and just to get his price going up a little bit. But then you just imagine it may not go that high just to waste with the one season. So it would be better to release him and let him go for a different team.
Nick?
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, cool. Let's move on. Let's pick. Who should we pick? I'll pick a big hitter. Harry Maguire. Is it all unified? Just sell him. Like he's been on the bench for most of the season. He's our captain. Still thinks he should be being picked every week. Still thinks he's one of the best defenders. He's getting picked for England still. Don't know how. But I think if he wants to continue that England thing, I think at some point Southgate is going to have to say to him, look, you're going to have to go play regular football somewhere. I can't keep picking you just based on this because you're not playing any football, and people are just going to start asking for why Tomori's not getting an opportunity, why Ben White's not getting an opportunity, other people like that. There's got to be other players who are playing regular who getting opportunities. So for me, we have to sell him. We're never going to get the 80 million back for him, but I think If we get 40, we should count ourselves lucky. But Nick, talk to me.
I've got one sound for this.
Go on.
One sound.
Go on.
Hey, get the fuck out of here because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah. Says it all.
That's all I've got to say.
Dan, Sel.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you had asked me last season also, I would have said the same.
Oh God.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's get rid of a couple of... Go on, Dan.
Thing is, who will buy him?
I think...
Tottenham.
Oh,
Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully. I think somebody like a Crystal Palace. I think a Nottingham Forest. I think people like that would buy him.
I think he thinks he's above that level though.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
he
issue.
isn't. He isn't though, is he?
He's
'Cause
like-
he's not.
Palace. I'm not going Crystal Palace.
Unai Emery plays with a high line. He's not going to Villa. Andre Postecoglou at Spurs. He plays attacking football with a high line.
Football. Yeah.
He's not going to fit into that system. So he has to go to a system where they play a back five or they sit back defensively. So he has to go to one of those if he's going to play.
To
Yeah.
some extent, I also think that Manchester United fans, they have degraded him so much that no other clubs want him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've seen everything online,
Yeah.
and they thought if any club goes near him, they're just gonna
Yeah.
like fuck off.
Do you
Don't
know,
want to sign him.
do you know when you've got like a shit car and you just complain to everybody how shit this car is, and then you're like, you try and sell it to people, and it's like,
Yeah.
you've just slagged that car off for it. I was like,
And do you
yeah,
know what-
I know, but like,
Do you know the words he uses? It's a great runner. It's a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
runner. It's
Yeah.
from A to B,
Yeah.
like that kind of stuff. Oh, come off it.
it's
Sell.
fine. Sell him. Let's get some couple of youth guys out of the way. Kobe Mainu, I think he's had moments in the squad. Depending on
I'd loan.
if we bring a midfielder in, and who I would loan him personally. But I
Yeah.
agree with Nick. Dan,
He can go for another season loan.
would you say the same as Zidane Iqbal? He seemed like he was the
He
darling,
needs a loan.
wasn't he? And then he's just sort of fallen out of favour and not got any game time. So I would loan him. I think develop
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, he definitely needs a loan.
Dan?
Loan him. I think he has. I mean, he has in him to become a very good player, but it's just not clicking it.
Jim Mack saying Italy for Maguire. Yeah, possibly. Shah Sam saying Kim and Axel Diassi to replace Maguire and Lindelof. Lindelof? What's wrong with Lindelof?
Why is it any player we want to sell, everybody says Italy straight away?
Yeah,
Whoever
go
it
to
is,
Italy.
whether it's Marshall, Maguire, Donner,
Italy.
everyone just says
You see,
Italy.
Italy
Send
just
them over
buys.
there.
Well, Inter Milan did buy all our players
Yeah,
for a long time,
yeah.
didn't they? Like
You got Chris
Da-
Smalling who gone there as well.
Smalling
like-
went there. Darmian went there. Ashley Young went
Yeah.
there. Lukaku went there. Who else went there? Somebody else went there.
Did I say Damian? Did I say Damian then?
Darmian, yeah, he went there. Who else? There was one more. I'm sure there was. There was
Oh,
another
there's
one.
loads. Half the
Alexis,
league.
Alexis Sanchez
Yeah.
went there. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, apart from Alexis Sanchez, those players we have seen, they have mostly two problems. One is they are not that much tenacious for Premier League, and another is they're injury prone. So these
Yeah.
two factors brings us that Italy league into our mind.
Yeah.
Next one, Casemiro stays. The
Stays.
DM we've been crying out for so fucking long. Has had his little moments, I think, since the yellow cards and suspensions. That's affected him a bit. Hopefully, he gets his shit together in pre-season and sort of focuses on that thing and sorts his tackling out, because for some reason his tackling's got to shit since the yellow cards. He's just putting in stupid tackles. But hopefully, he sorts. But when he's good, he's higher above one of our best players. He's ridiculous, but for me, he has to stay.
Yeah. Sammy Hussein says Smalley went to Roma.
Yeah.
We're aware.
Yeah.
We're aware.
Thank you, Sam.
We were just saying, we're saying Italian league in general, not just Inter Milan. We're aware Smalley went to Roma. But Dan, you're void from this vote, mate. You can't vote for yourself, so just me and Sam on this one. Casemiro absolutely stays 100%.
I'll be called biased if I say something.
Exactly.
Yeah, Dan would be like, new contract. New
Yeah,
contract.
new
more
contract,
money.
500k a week,
Yeah.
10 years,
Yeah,
please.
that's what Dan's after. Let's talk about Shiraz's favourite player, Facundo Palestri. For me, I think if we are looking at bringing in another left winger, which is the rumours, and Ahmad does come back, you've got Sancho, Anthony and Ahmad playing for that wing. I just don't think he gets the game time, and I think he's got something, but I think he needs more game time to develop that talent. So for me, I would loan him.
Yeah.
But I could see us selling him as well, to be honest with you. I think if somebody came in, we might sell him. But for me, I would loan him.
We saw what happened with James Garner, didn't we? I know different kind of things because we've invested in Palestra, but I don't know. Yeah, I'd personally loan him. He's definitely talent there. I don't know why he's not got more game time. But send him out to maybe what a club that's just come up or one near the bottom of the Premier League, because I want to see him get regular minutes in the Prem. I don't want to see him in La Liga or the other shit leagues, basically.
No.
I think this situation has to be played wisely, because now I think Ahmad and Palestra are almost in the same, I mean, not on the same level, but I mean in the same bucket of, coming into the team. So I think we can play it around like bring in Ahmad and give one more loan season for Palestra, and then increase his price. Maybe if you see.
Sorry, Dan. Someone's put Italy.
Should we come up with a new tier? Just Italy.
Yeah, send them all to Italy. Donnet, Marshall, Maguire, Palestra. Send them all. Sancho, send them all to Italy and see how they do. They'll probably win a league. That's the thing.
Add one more row, the below Italian league.
Yeah.
If you're bringing in Ahmad, then definitely one of them, Palestra has to go out on loan and just see Ahmad how he's performing in that season, and then when Palestra comes back, decide whether you need to keep him or sell him for good price.
Yeah, I agree. Next one, easy one. He's talking about Italy.
It's Italy with exclamation marks. It's like he's screaming at the screen.
Italy!
Italy!
Oh, God. I should have added that tier now. I wish I could add one like in the middle of it.
Remember it for next time.
Yeah. Alejandro Garnacho stays. I think he gets more game time next season. Has to get more influence on that the left wing. I think there's rumours of that we get one number 9 and then we play Rashford through the middle. So that would open up a spot at the left, because I think Sancho has been poor. So he could claim that left wing for a spot for himself. So we have to keep him like at all costs.
Future prodigy. Keep him at all costs. Got a new contract now, hasn't he? So it's his and Ahmad's time going into the future now. That's what it is.
Yeah, keep him.
Keep him. Great. Next one. It should be easy. Anthony Elanga. Has not featured at all. Italy. Yeah. Let's put him in the Italy column, aka the cell column. He's got hasn't featured this season at all. Like, has been next to non-existent. Great athlete, but I just don't think has the United quality, has he? Dan.
Sorry, I'm trying my hardest to get water out of it. Okay, now. Yeah, sorry. You know my thoughts going down.
Yeah, same. So I think we are not being harsh with the players. We are just providing them an option to go to place.
One option. Really.
Do we just book like a private plane with like 20 seats on it to Italy?
All of them.
Just get them all on and go. Right,
and then do like a fire sale outside the San Siro.
Just see who wants them. Jesus Christ. Jim Mack saying we owe Elanga an apology, but sell anyway. What do we owe him an apology for? Don't know.
For what? Not performing?
Weird. Scott McTominay, again, another player who's not really featured under Ten Hag, has been okay. Was good at the beginning of the season, had a really good thing before Are you going to say Italy?
That comment's ruined me, man.
Yeah, it's ruined me. But Newcastle are interested, 40 million, possibly get some money for him. Could be a sellable asset. So for me, I would sell him. I just don't think he's United caliber, but great guy. But
a great guy.
He is
a great guy.
He is.
I know it's hard work. A lot of coaches like him, but you talk about FFP implications. He's homegrown. The money that you get for him, all profit. So it makes sense to me. I think that if you sell Fred, McTominay will stay, and I think if you sell McTominay, Fred will stay. I don't think they'll sell both. No.
Same.
Yeah, same. I would sell him because the same reasons for Fred. He has not been consistent, and if we have to challenge for for the title, then we have to, sell these kind of players.
Yep.
Bit of a tough one, eh? Nick,
Ooh.
Diego Dallo.
Well, he's just signed a new contract, and so looking at it, it's going to stay. But would I keep him? I mean, I think the two right backs we've got in a minute, I'm happy for them to compete. Yeah. I don't get
there's a lot of links,
maybe
though,
bringing. Yeah, there's a lot of links. I mean, maybe Frimpong coming in would offer us a different dynamic. He's much more attacking. But I've seen that from Dalot previously. I've seen it under Ragnick. I've seen it under Ten Hag in moments. He got injured and then a bit of momentum knocked out of him. So I'm happy for them to compete. And I said that when they released the priority list. I was like, why the fuck is the right back on there? I don't get it. So I would keep Diego Dalot. Yeah, absolutely. But then I'd really analyse it with Wan-Bissaka and Dalot after the end of next season. And if none of them have kind of stepped up, that's when you look. Because still good age profile. So
should we put them both in keep then, Dan? Wan-Bissaka and Dalot, just keep them.
Yeah, both we can keep because they both have improved to some extent this season, and they gives us this option where if you want to defend, you can bring on Bissaka. If you want a bit of attack from the right side, then you can bring on Dalot. So we have a couple of options there. So that combination is good.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring up one slightly controversial guy, but for me, I wish there was another tier. I'd put him in prison. It's Mason Greenwood. For me, cannot ever play for the club again after. Look, you can say what you want. Oh, he was never convicted. I've heard the voice notes. I don't need to fucking have this conversation of, oh, he wasn't convicted, so we should give him another chance. No, I heard the voice notes. I know what I heard. I've seen the fucking photos. The dude belongs in prison, but he's not going to go to prison, and I don't want to see him play for the club again. So for me, I'd release or sell him. I don't give a shit which, but just get him out of the club.
Two things on this. One, absolutely agree with Sam. Just don't want him at Manchester United. I don't know what happens. Second thing is, I think United are going to keep him. I don't know why. I don't have any kind of information on it or any kind of stuff. I think they will. I don't know. You've seen reports that they're working on it. They're going to announce something about it soon. So they either keep him at the club or they send him out on loan, try to retain some of his value because he's still earning like 70k a week, I think it is.
Yep.
They pay millions during this time. So I think they'll loan him out, get him playing football again, get him to a certain standard, and then they'll basically. That's what I think they're going to do. So, yeah, prison as well.
Does Italy has a prison?
I'm sure it does. But, yeah, he just, for me, can't play for the club again. Sammy Hussein, send Greenwood to Italy. Yeah, Italian prison. There you go.
Yeah. So it would be best for both the parties. I mean, United and him, if we can sell him and get some money out of him, would be a better option for both of us. But sometimes it's above legal actions. I mean, the fans knows what has happened. So if audio and the photos might have not come out, we could still have some. I mean, we would have still been in a confusion. But now we have all seen, regardless of the statement, whether he is convicted of that thing or not. But at the same time, we know that what he has done. So I don't think, regardless of what great player he is, I mean, he was, I mean, channeled to become a very great player. But now these things happen, and now sometimes all these things are, I mean, above football. So we cannot judge them on this performance.
I mean, we've had enough fucking drama at this club as it is anyway. We don't need to bring Greenwood back into that dressing room because that's going to be the next story, innit, for the whole season.
Just constant, just non-stop news stories. Like, it's not needed. Don't need it. Next one, Hannibal Medbury. He's done quite well out in Birmingham. I think he's scored a great goal. I think he got voted Player of the Month. I think at one point as well. So I think he's done well. Yeah, I don't see him getting into the team next season. I don't see him playing over Bruno. I don't see him getting in the midfield if we do bring new midfielders in. So for me, I would loan him again, but I'm open to selling as well if you want to pick sell.
Yeah, me personally, I don't see it. What other people see in him, to be honest with you, I think he's all right. Had a half decent spell at Birmingham, but I think he'll be another Chong, to be honest, a few years down the line, and I think we'll end up selling him for whatever it is we get for him.
Dan?
Yeah, I think he was. I would sell him, but the thing is, when he was playing a bit, I mean, in a second half, I think last season when under Oli, he was getting some game time. I was thinking that he has a player in him. I mean, but I think that hype was there, but we have still not seen that hype. I mean, maybe sell him, or maybe if option comes in, loan for one more season and look out how he performs. But still, I have not seen a player in him. I mean, the hype which was there.
Yeah, Jim Mack with a great comment. Great hair though. Yeah, I agreed. Love the hair.
Yeah.
I also lasting memory of absolutely smashing Jordan Henderson in the Liverpool game. We'll always remember
best thing
that.
he's done at United.
Yeah, fucking love that. Christian Eriksen, great signing, I thought, initially. I didn't expect him to play the amount of games that he has played. In the second half of the season, since his injury, he's looked very leggy. When there's physicality in games, or he's had to track back and try and like intercept or anything like that, he's just not looked at the races at all. Looked like absolute shit against City in the FA Cup final. I thought he had one of his worst games for us. Just did not look good. But I would keep him, but I just wouldn't use him as... I think we need to bring in that number 8, like somebody who can play there for most of the time, and then we bring in Eriksen when we play like teams with a lower block where we're going to get more time on the ball and we can pick out a pass. I think we keep him, but use him as less than we have, I think.
Yeah, me and Jim Mack are agreeing on a lot of things. It's just keeping you sparing that. And it sounds harsh because he's come in and he's obviously a significant improvement on Fred and McTominay. Yeah. But he has flaws, which I've been speaking about for so long now, for about 6 months, even longer, actually, because since he had that performance at the Etihad, it was just so obvious he struggles with mobility and physicality. So if he's happy to be using sparingly kind of player, we bring him in when we play the low block, you know, that extra bit of creativity, fine. But I think Mount comes in first team, and I think he brings in another one like a Rabiot or something. So competition for the midfield spots is going to be...
I think would be a good option for keeping him on the bench, because I've hardly seen him playing 90 minutes, whole 90 minutes. So
yeah,
I mean, it's like every time it's like whenever the 60-minute mark comes in, and he will be looking towards the bench.
Yeah, and he's already been to Italy, so we can't send him there. He's already been there.
So, didn't like it. Yeah. He came back. Didn't like
That's not an option.
No, can't go to Italy.
Yeah, he can be used. I mean, from the bench when you need more attacking. I mean, more creativity on the pitch.
I think he's a good substitute to bring on as well. Like, say you're like struggling to unlock a team, you can bring him out and just sort of like find that pass or stick that free kick in. Whereas Jim Mack, Eriksen's like your best child to get it out for special occasions. There you go. Some great comments. Some great comments with Jim Mack today.
Great comment. We've got 15 people in the chat, by the way. Make sure you smash like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new around these parts. This is the tier list, and we're most of the way through it now.
Last player now. Last player.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, final player. Obviously, Anthony. So, allegations have happened really, really recently. We don't know what the full scope of this is. There's just allegations in a minute, so we will find out in time if he has done something, if the accusations are true, etc. So, we can't make comment or judge what's going to happen on that. We just have to let the legal process play out. With that aside, his performances for United have been 50-50. It's first season at the club, so you've got to give that into account. It came for a lot of money, like a lot of money. Scored some important goals. Barcelona, for example, has shown glimpses of the talent that Ten Hag sees, but then he's had moments where he's been really one-dimensional, cutting in on his left foot and just trying to shoot instead of getting his head up, playing in a better player in a better position. So for me, I think we keep him because it's too early to judge after one season. I think he needs another season. Obviously, if everything, the legally thing works out. So for me, I'd keep him. Just deserves another season.
Sorry, it's the comments that are sending us a bit thinking. Yeah. I know it's Dan's thinking as well. Can we just say we keep Anthony? He's been here for a season. We don't know what's going to happen with that. So whatever happens, happens. But as now, you'd keep him. He's a new signing. He's had a year to bed in. He's had some good games, had some bad games. Scored massive goals, by the way, against Barcelona, Arsenal, City. Like, he can be a big game player, but obviously, all needs to be resolved on it in that sense.
Yeah, I think I would keep him. Maybe for the first season, we can give him a free pass. Maybe it's the first season, and that in Premier League, which is the toughest league, and you will need some time to gel in and see how it goes out. But I would definitely want him to improve in some of these areas, like putting in crosses more often than not, and to just not always go and just cut inside and try to shoot and do something different, or bring in the team players to in the attack. So not just because he's now become like so much judgmental. The opponents know what next he's going to do.
Yeah.
So
easy to read, like Sancho is in that sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So that is the tier list. I didn't include Wout Weghorst and Marcel Sabitzer because they were loan players, and it doesn't look like we're keeping them anyway. So I didn't include them. And there's also a couple of youth players who haven't played a game for us this season or haven't played games on loan either, like Ted and Mengi and stuff like that. So I didn't put them on there just because we don't have anything to base it off. So that is why they're not on there. So let us know what you're thinking of the tier list. Let us know in the comments who you would keep, who you would sell, who you would loan, who you release. Let us know because we would like to hear that. Tomorrow, Nick, do we know what show we're doing tomorrow?
So me and Shreyas, I've got something planned, and
Okay,
it's like,
cool.
yeah, it's quite a fun concept with like opening packs and stuff. But that'll be, I think, more in the morning show.
Okay.
Of course, anything goes live about the ownership, we're going to go live about that. And then there'll be a new show at night as well with all the transfers and stuff going on.
Sammy Hussein is saying, any comments on Messi to Miami? Anything?
Yeah, surprised. I thought Barcelona would get it done, to be honest. I thought they're absolutely fine. Obviously, there's some implications with La Liga or financials, so they couldn't get it done. So, yeah, it's. I think Phil Neville got sacked on a Friday, and then they signed Messi today. So,
Nice.
that close to Phil Neville managing Messi.
Wow. Mental.
I think
Sorry, Dan.
but he would go. I mean, he will stay in Europe. I mean, just to catch Ronaldo on that Champions League goals.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? Yeah, feels like Ronaldo, Saudi Arabia, Messi, America. It's a nail in the coffin now, isn't it? For like the greatest of all time.
New generation now, isn't it? It's going to be Mbappe.
Haaland,
Mbappe. That's going to be the
that's
next the battle for the next greatest player in the world. But be interesting.
I just want to ask whether getting into Champions League there is any criteria. I mean, which country league enters into Champions League?
Yeah, it's just European, innit? So can't have anyone from Saudi League. Can't have anyone from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice little comment there from STP Mitchell. Sweet lads, quality video, peace and love all. Appreciated, Mitchell.
Yes.
Thank you. Jim Mack, a prediction for the West Ham game tonight. Anyone?
If it kicks off, I don't know. I'll tell you my prediction: the stadium to erupt with fans scrapping. That's my prediction, and then
more arrests,
West Ham,
and more deportations.
1-1 goes to extra time penalties. Whoever wins. I don't know.
I don't care. I don't give a shit, to be honest. So they can. Whoever. Yeah, Jim Mack saying West Ham. Yeah. Fine. No, it doesn't matter to me, to be honest. But appreciate everybody watching with us. Appreciate all the chat, the comments, the questions. Always fun to interact with you guys. Always more enjoyable when you guys join in and sort of help us out, and especially with the Italy shouts. One of the funniest things actually put in the chat for a while.
Yeah,
so
I'll clip that. That.
Definitely clip that bit. Really funny. More shows tomorrow. More shows over the weekend. More guests coming. Keep your eyes peeled. There will be more guests coming. We're sorting it. We're trying to do it. So keep your eyes out for that. And always subscribe, like the video, share it around. If you've got people like football, like United, share it to them. They might enjoy it. Come join us with that. Also, if you're interested in the memberships, Nick, have you dropped the video yet?
No, tonight. It's tonight. I said it'll be yesterday or tonight.
Yeah.
Probably tonight, but if it doesn't drop into the morning, then it'll be dropped. Don't worry.
So you get exclusive videos that Nick mostly does, but I do occasionally jump on. Today, this video will be about Amad Diallo. So if you're interested in joining, it's about £4 a month. It helps out run the channel. You get exclusive content, badge next to your name, a little Nick emoji, and then there's some other stuff that we're planning as well. So, and then we've got one spot left for the first 11. So if you want to get the last spot, join the membership and you can get the last spot, and then someone will get a chance to be on the show. Anything else I'm forgetting, Nick?
No, I think you're pretty. Follow us on socials as well, Instagram, Twitter, all the graphics on the right hand side. So if you're not following us for updates, clips from the show, transfer news, make sure you follow them. And have a lovely day, everyone.
Appreciate it. Thanks for coming on, Dan.
Yeah, happy to be back on live, and I mean waiting for our first signing.
Yeah, can't wait.
Soon. Turn on that notification bell when we go live. Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Peace.
Thank you.